We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
All right, cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Dynamite.
Kid.
Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Picking up the broken pieces. I done had my share of lessons and no life a teacher. This beat be talking to my soul like it was a preacher. This for them late nights on the road, so turn up your speaker flow, call, turn up the heater. Bet on me, go all in. If I try and I fail, I'ma try it again. I won't stop until I win. Time to finish what I started. It's a beautiful feeling to know I put my heart in. I'm all in. Everything I wanna know, I'm really about to have it to it.
Do away with the. If you're gonna have intellectual conversations on here,
Right.
dress the part, sound the part, look the part.
You know, it's almost like what I was telling Ted sometimes, like when I check y'all out, it's not that y'all don't be talking about good stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just like
The presentation.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say so much of the presentation, but to a sense, if you're gonna say it like that, because guess what? When you think about presentation, you're thinking about how it sounds, how it looks, what you're saying. So yeah, I guess to a sense, you know what I'm saying, like how you present it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I would rather do it the way we do it, because I'm not looking for acceptance necessarily or approval.
Right.
I just want niggas like me to, these are conversations niggas having all over this country.
Right.
Niggas be scared to speak on it. We ain't scared to speak on it. I would have assumed that all the people that get turned off by what we do would be the fuck out of here by now. But these same people that's turned off still be checking it out, giving me tips on how I should do it.
Right.
That make sense?
Yeah, because, I say, like, for example, when you said people, be getting scared or whatnot, right? Let's say y'all start from the grassroots at this point, right? You started from the bottom. Well, what happened when you really start seeing success and you really got sponsors let's say put $1 million or $2 million behind you, you know what I'm saying? You really start getting a bag. And you you don't want to fumble a bag based off, almost like what your boy Nori with his podcast I had, Kanye West on, even though Kanye West was saying some real stuff, at the same time, he was saying some more stuff that was getting kind of like a negative traction to it. You feel what I'm saying? And they came back to Nori like, yo, why you do this? Or why you let him say this? Why you say that? But see, in Nori's mind, he was like, this is a good podcast. We got Ye on here. He's speaking his mind. We asking him questions. He's giving us what we want.
It's perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
My only problem with that whole situation, nigga start apologizing.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it's one thing I say to my son. I said, bro, I ain't gonna never apologize for telling you the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
but you ain't got no choice when you got their bag.
You do have a choice.
Yes, you have a choice.
That's my point.
Get away from lose the bag.
Lose the fucking bag. Fuck the bag. Get your own bag.
And that's our point.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even want their bag, bro.
If somebody was to offer me money 10 years from now, and I would send them the fucking podcast so they know exactly what they're doing.
Cause in the beginning,
even though it's 10 years old, I might still agree with the shit I said 10 years.
Cause in the beginning, what it say? Rich Cuts Production presents a Black Girl production. You see what I'm saying? So it's Rich Cuts all day.
Okay, well let's say this right.
Let's
say this right. Even though people trying to censor the truth, it seems like, right? So what is so detrimental that Kanye said? Was it the way that he said it? Because at the same time, right? If I know, let's say if I know you running everything that I need, I don't care if you're running the radio, I can't do nothing unless I go through you through radio, right? My social platforms, you running the social platforms, right? You running the clothing industry, right? You running everything that I need, right? So what would make me kind of go, I need you.
You think you need it?
No, I'm saying I need you.
You think you need it?
Okay, let's say that, right? I think I need you, right? So how can I tell the truth without being offensive, right? How can I tell the truth without offending somebody? Is it a way that I can tell you the truth by still being respectful?
Hold up.
No, not in this case.
No, I'm saying, just say in the case general.
Take that.
No, man, I just ate some stuff, man.
Man, taste it.
Man,
Man, leave me alone, man.
I got the bracelets, man. It's hard to
Sound
get
like me, man.
food out my teeth. Yeah, but I think it is. It's almost like, let's say like, if you got a nephew or family member, right? He got down bad. He done the wrong thing, right? If you feel like you need to go talk to him, right? Mm-hmm. At the same time, you know your nephew is respectful, but he done something wrong, right? So you either can come at him two different ways, right? You can come at him with the truth, right? But are you gonna come at him not being respectful? You feel what I'm saying? Or you gonna come at him in a respectful way, but still tell him the truth? So the only thing I'm saying is this:
the difference between what you're describing now with the father and son is that in Kanye's case, they don't love him.
But see, the thing is this, right?
They don't give a fuck about him. Not only do they not love him, not give a fuck about him, but they are instrumental in his people's destruction. So if you're looking at the father from that perspective, you can't really make that comparison.
Yes, you can, because guess what? Let me say this. All right. Let's say, for example, right? If Kanye West felt this way that he's been feeling the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. Why even going to distance with somebody that you don't love? It's like,
that's what he talked this way about.
I know, but what I'm saying is this, right? If I know you got bad intentions for me, right?
But you got all the money.
Okay, so
all the access, you got all that.
Okay, so we're going back to what you said initially, right? Mm-hmm. If I said, could you tell the truth without, could you tell the truth without,
jeopardizing?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So then it go back to, okay, since you're gonna bring the money part back into place,
that's what it's all about.
I know, but what I'm saying is like now he's like, okay, forget the money, kind of to a sense, right?
Who, Kanye?
Yeah.
Not necessarily forget the money. What I've done, whether he planned it or not, released him from all obligations to these people.
That seems okay, but at the same time, it's just like, say for example, right? It's like this, right? Kanye West going to he's going to run before all this happened, right? He's like, okay, just talking. Yo, I'm the first billionaire, the first black billionaire, the Picasso of this thing. Okay, so guess what? Now that it showed you, it's like, okay, you can look at it two ways. You can look at it like, okay, these white people or these Jewish people that run stuff, they got you knocked out based off what the anti-Semitic things that you said, quote unquote. Or you can look at it like, okay, you wasn't humble. It's like, you walk around saying you're God. You basically disrespecting God at the same time, saying a lot of stuff that you're saying. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? God can just knock you down like real fast and show you that you're not. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's a lot of what Kanye West got going on. You feel what I'm saying? It's not just I'm doing truth. It's like you being arrogant to a sense, but it's almost like when you get knocked down, now you playing the victim. Right.
Well, let me give you this example, right? So, like we was gonna talk about kind of business.
Right.
I got a job, right?
Right.
Like he was offering me whatever, That's one of the things I'm working on right now.
On the cookies?
Yeah. So for the last 4, 5, 6 months, I've been working a job, getting people on to the point now where they come to me ordering shit, right? Nobody had issues with it. Everybody happy with it. All of a sudden, the job want to tell me I can't, right? So, if you want to compare the situations, like, you have the you can't, but then you have the law, the rules. The rules happen to say that I can. The people in control, or not even in control, but the managers,
right,
have a personal feeling towards it, where they don't want me to do it.
Right.
So even though the rules say I can, they don't want me to do it. So they're trying to put pressure on me.
Right.
What Kanye said wasn't necessarily against the law or against the rules, and they just don't want him to do it. Cause for whatever reason.
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same
thing. So at that point, once they tell me they don't want me to do it, but I find out through the rules that I can do it, they just being personal. I have 2 ways to go. One of 2 ways to go. Either I stop because they say, or I say, fuck them niggas, I'm going with the law. Right? Seem like to be what Kanye's doing. Everybody around me at the job is scared for me, hating on me, because they hear the supervisors and whoever the fuck else telling me I can't do it, even though the rules say I can. The people don't read fucking. Oh, I take the policy and hand it to people, tell them to read it. They ain't interested in reading what the policy actually says. All they know is what these motherfuckers is telling them.
Right.
All they hear is they telling you to stop and you ain't stopping. So you a problem. You a troublemaker.
Right.
Kanye.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So no matter how much he stand on his truth and his courage and bravery to face these motherfuckers, the David and Goliath or whatever the case is, most people ain't gonna ever get it. We can't be concerned about those people who don't want to get it.
They're looking at the bag.
The people who want to get it but don't understand it yet, we got to spend a little time with them getting them to understand. Like, don't be scared for me. This is what's going on here. So they wrong. Once you get that person to understand that, they have one or two ways to go. Either they could support, well, actually 3 ways. They could support it, it could do nothing, or it could keep on hating. You know what I'm saying?
I guess what I understand what you're saying. So that's what. So at first you came off and you're like, okay, it's 2 ways, right? And it's like the more you start talking, it's like a little wisdom start kicking in. You know, it's almost like when you drive in the car. Let's say you got a regular car, and I got like the turbo a little bit. After the turbo, he's like, you know what? Maybe it's Maybe it's 3-way. Maybe it's a 4th way. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a 5th way. So that's the thing, right? When wisdom kick in, bro, like it just gives you another perspective, another way that you can go about it. You know, at the same time,
there are other ways, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with Kanye West. It's not that I feel like what he said was so wrong or whatever, but I just feel like it's a way to go about doing everything.
I don't see another way.
If you look at it from the standpoint of wanting to be released from all this control that they have over him saying what he said got him released from all that control, and there's no penalty on his side. He just lose all whatever they offered him.
Okay, yeah, but see,
if that's what he was really trying to do.
Yeah,
regardless, he there now. He got all the power in the world now to do what he want to do.
I know, but what I'm saying to like, you know, like how far are you willing to go to hurt or help your business? You know, what I'm saying to you is this, right? Okay, say like he went into business contractually, right? Mm. Like you had an obligation to fulfill your thing, right? You know, it's like when you're gonna do business, everything got to be on the up and up. You know, it was going good at first. 1 week you a billionaire, the sales going out the roof. You can drop anything, you know, practically, and people will still buy it. All right. So you got this way that you want to do something, right? Even though he might look at it and be like, yo, I'm scheming up on him, you know what I'm saying? I got a plan, you're plotting to get up out something, but the way that you want to go do it is reckless. And guess what? What I'm saying to you is this, right? Kanye West had a contract, you know, had a contract to do business a certain way, right? He knew that. Okay, so guess what? Even if you want to backdoor him and get out and go a way that is not traditionally right, you know, it's like you're going against the powerhouse that's got you propped up, right? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it's the way that he went about it. Cause see, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's okay to tell your truth. You dig what I'm saying? We're not trying to stop you from telling your truth, but what I'm saying is, if you
telling the truth too.
Look, I ain't knocking it, but what I'm saying is, it's like if I'm a corporation, right? If I'm a corporation and I'm not propped up by anything, if I can say what I want to say, almost like what's his name that just bought Twitter, Elon Musk, right? Mm-hmm. So guess what? Elon Musk, he's like, you know, I don't like how it's going. Guess what? Keep talking. I'll buy you. Mm-hmm. I'll buy you. I don't like how you censoring, you know, conservative. I don't like how you're doing all these different things. Mm-hmm. You know, if y'all gonna say what y'all want to say, make it a fair game. Right. Make it well. If you want to say what you want to say, let the conservatives say what they want to say, right?
But he's doing the same thing.
No, it's not. What
he got rid of Kanye. He kicked Kanye off.
Look, what I'm saying to you is
he's doing the same thing, Rico.
No, hear what I'm saying, bro. He's not doing the same thing. What I'm saying to you is this. If you go to a job, bro, they got rules, regulation, guidelines, and everything, right? So the only thing I'm saying to you is this, right? Just like even in a household, a parent got rules, regulations, and guidelines. Guess what? When a child want to get too far out of pocket, guess what? You got 2 options. Either you're going to buy. It's not that you, like what you're saying about where you at. It's not that you scared to, you know, face the big bad wolf. But it's like, okay, do you got everything lined up where, okay, you can afford to take a hit right now when you're on this path to production. You know what I'm saying? You got everything going. The cookies just taking off. Yeah, it does. But I'm saying at the same time, it's like, are you far up enough where you can look? See, at this time, so guess what? Wisdom will tell you this is. You probably got to, you know, go to step 3, step 4, step 5. But I'll think back to Elon Musk.
So now I gotta Fake until I make it.
It's not fake until you make it, bro.
I gotta lie until I make it.
It's not fake until you make it.
You feel me? That's what it is. I gotta be
real,
the devil. I gotta be the devil until I make it.
It's not being the devil. It's just like
it is, bro.
The philosophy you speaking is real. When it's even, everything is even. But we're not talking about even. We're talking about there are rules, but then there are people who have power,
right,
who don't go by the fucking rules.
Right.
So what do you do then? Just keep on letting them treat you how the fuck they want to treat you, and you just. So am I supposed to just stop what I'm doing, knowing that?
I mean, cause they doing some fucked up shit. They freezing this man's accounts and all this stuff that ain't got nothing to do with them. Money he's already
punishing him.
Right, that he's already
for doing something that ain't illegal.
That he's already did for them and got paid for.
And it's not like
you shouldn't be able to touch that money. I've already fulfilled those obligations. Why are you touching that money? The only money you should take away from me is the money left over in the contract.
Look, the only thing I'm saying,
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it boils down to the fact that, you know, the Kanye thing is a microcosm of the main discussion that niggas is having now. Like, we could talk that get money shit, but if you look at it, the shit is set up. Like, fuck us set up. We look at what it is. It's like, these people control a whole lot.
Right.
Like, we don't control much of nothing, but we drive everything. So, just that fucking equation is nuts. Like,
you know, I think.
Okay. Let me go even further. Okay, so I was listening to this Jew dude talking, right? Comedian dude, and he's talking about the Kanye situation. I'll send it to you. Send it to y'all if y'all want to hear it. And he's not really saying nothing against
Jews.
He don't have no. He is a Jew. He's not making no arguments, no legit arguments about what Kanye's saying. His go-to is people are jealous of Jews. Because we about education, we about family, we about business, all of these, things that, if you take seriously, your people will be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all of those things could be lost in a generation. The fact that Jews are educated and business savvy and, whatever the fuck else, ain't got nothing to do with who they are. It got more to do with what they're taught, what they're, like Israel. Israel was created for Jews. We paid for Israel. You know what I'm saying? You can't brag about, being paid off of something corrupt and tell me because you got paid off of something corrupt, I need to get on my business. That makes sense? Like,
I understand what you're saying.
Like, the reason niggas ain't got shit is it was systematic over time, generations. And the Jews had a lot to do with it.
Well,
and still do.
Well, let's say that
it's not like niggas is mad at Jews, niggas. All these, you saw the red shit he was showing up, the red media?
Yeah.
That ain't made up.
But I know, but see, the thing is this, right? See, it's like, for me, right, it's like a victimization. Because guess what? If
you can call it that.
Yeah, you can.
So what is he doing? So is he playing a victim by saying what he's saying?
No, I'm kind of touching on everything that you're saying. So now I'm going back to like the Jews, right? And their principles and the way they teach, the way they learn, and how it's like if you look at them, look at that, they're a race to a sense. You can see how they're kind of thriving. And
it's
stuff
a model situation.
Okay, so guess what, right? Okay, see, even if you look at that race and just say we're gonna switch it over to the black race, right? Yeah, we went through some stuff. They went through some stuff. But at the same time, you go back and look at the 60s and the 70s and stuff like that. You look at the statistics. It says that we was doing better under that type of oppression.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
we can talk about that. So what happened after the 60s and 70s?
So what I'm saying is,
when we was on the rise, what happened?
Look, I look at
we could look at all that shit.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I think when we're talking about like our race and what type, it's almost like with you and your business, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you're the black market right now at the job. It ain't too many people that's thinking like you, right? Mm-hmm. If they are thinking like you, they ain't acting on it. They ain't executing it. So guess what? Okay, you're leveling up.
Suave, y'all. Suave.
You're leveling up. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell Chaz all the time, I said you can be a person that, just like when you think about mathematics, right? You can just be adding your whole life. If you got a job consistently, guess what? You're gonna be okay somewhere. If you stay working your whole life, do the 401k, you might still have something you can pull back. But guess what? If you're one of these individuals out here, you got multiplicity things going on. Like, okay, you got the job, you're thinking about a side hustle, you got that going on. Guess what? Now you're in a multiplication factor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know when you're doing multiplication, guess what? You get to where you're going a lot more faster. Then guess what? Get to be successful.
Multiple streams of income. Right.
Yeah. So
deductions. You got deductions.
So with that being said,
adding, subtracting.
I think this is just it comes with the game. Everybody it's like having adversity. It's like, okay, so guess what you gonna do now since all this pressure is upon you? You feel what I'm saying? What you gonna cave? Like, you know what, man, I'm gonna keep the job right now, because guess what, right now I'm good, but I'm not good enough where I want to fall back this, totally dependent on my hustle, and I still have my primary.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
Right.
But how about we look at it from this standpoint? You have people, like you were saying, people that want to venture out, try their own thing, but for whatever reason they don't. Right? Here come me. For the first however long, shit was going fine. No problem, no issue. I do the shit on the side. I don't let the shit interfere with work. That's still an approach. So what about those people that's watching, that fuck with me, that's, inspired by what I'm doing, and they see these people coming down on me? If I cave as an example for them, how do I look? At the same time, if I stand up to them and I win, how do I look? I'm here to show kids you don't have to be scared of none of these motherfuckers, and you can be vocal. You can speak your shit into existence and talk about it the whole way through. What your experiences are.
Older guy this morning at the gym told me this border. Don't let nobody there knock you off your pedal.
And that's
this was an older white man, bro. Like, he had to be at least in his 60s.
That's what I'm hearing from the people.
And I actually think he's a pastor, because it even with religion speaks that don't let nobody deter you from.
Yeah, this shit is spiritual,
you see what I'm saying?
Oh, how about this?
Even
this
shit is spiritual, man. This ain't just about money and about whatever the fuck.
They make it about money, though.
No, what I'm saying from my standpoint, how I see it, all this shit is, we talk money, rich and poor. Nigga, they ain't got nothing to do with rich and poor. This is about we all souls. Like, this is a spiritual fucking battle. Like, oppressors and demons, like these demons who are around hating, going to tell on me and taking pictures and shit. Demons. They don't gain nothing from it, but they know they hurting me.
Well, how about
that's the only motivation.
How about this, right? Like, all the topics that I think I'm trying to expound on, guess what? I still want to put a closure to them, because I kind of remember what we was talking about essentially. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for example, right, you're talking about the business, right? And you're talking about these people that's looking at you, right? They're looking at how you're going to deal with the situation, right? In essence, right? No matter what you up against, you know what I'm saying? They probably don't even see what's really going on in the background. They probably just hear from you. Yeah, they probably just hear from you. But at the same time, it's like, okay, they want to see how you're going to handle it, right? Or you're going to try to go against the establishment. At this point, you Kanye West. You want to go against the establishment that you.
I don't want to do shit. I'm forced into it.
Okay, well, at the same time, right? We already
try to get there and get my product.
That's it.
Look, at the same time, right? We see how it's almost like a algebra phrase, right? A algebra fraction or something, right? Equation. It's like we already know x minus 2 equals 18. We already know what the outcome is going to be. So what is
all these variables?
So basically, it depends on how you handle it. Okay, all right, we're gonna throw some equations out. All right, if you go against the establishment, what can happen, right? You can get cut off short before you actually reach the peak and the pinnacle of what you're trying to do, right? Okay, this can be, remember you said 1, 2, and 3, right? And I said it can be 4, 5, and 6.
Well,
depends on how you do it. Okay, so it's like, or you at a place right now where you can go against the establishment and potentially win, or it could be like, okay,
why not? It's in the law.
Look, okay, let me say this also too, right? If you're talking about law, I was just about to say, guess what? This is North Carolina. This is a fire at will state.
Right. Well, let me speak on that.
Okay.
HR, documentation.
Right.
Intimidation. Retaliation. These are all the words I communicate with HR through. Right. So if you're looking at Kanye, right, you know, you're looking at David against Goliath. In our system, you know, things are not necessarily stacked for us, but there are ways for us to go about gaining what we need to gain. You know what I'm saying? So the rules and the guidelines and the fucking regulations are important because you always gonna have haters at high positions trying to stop you from doing what you're doing. Like you said, you could do 2, 3, 4, 5. One of those avenues is through the rules. They would have fired me a long time ago if I hadn't been documenting with HR what has been happening.
Well, maybe it's just you. Maybe it's just you're a good employee.
I am.
Okay, and now that you decide, it's almost like having a business, right? And basically, I'm pretty sure somewhere in the
motherfucking right.
I'm pretty sure in the business, somewhere in the rule book, somewhere in the company guidelines, upon something that you're signing, it's going. Let's say if they want to take this to fight with you, and say you like, okay, I want to sue. Okay, they're not firing you from racial anything, right? It's just strictly do with business, and you making money while you're at work. I'm pretty sure somewhere in the guidelines where they say they don't want you to infringe upon what's going on at work. Guess what? Now in your world, you probably don't feel like that, but guess what? I know, but guess what? People coming by, stop you, looking up cookies.
I got waivers.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying,
I'm following the rules. I get what you're saying. They can do what they want whenever they want. I understand that. But at the same time, they have to follow rules too.
I just think
it's not that they have to follow rules. Their main thing is the money. They don't want to get sued. So I'm gonna treat him like shit as much as I can until I find out that he's watching what I'm doing and he documents. Then I gotta leave him alone. Because it's gonna come back on me at some point. If he go the right way, if he do this thing the right way, I could fuck around and get fired. The company gonna get sued. We gonna lose money, and it's not gonna look good.
So what I'm saying to you is
we gotta use that too.
Okay, but still, not really though. Because guess what? I hired you to do a job, right? You do it well. That's the reason why we haven't fired you. But guess what? Now we start to hear your name. You selling cookies on the job. You know, we wish you could kind of, keep your personal business outside. But
they tried that too.
I know, but I'm saying.
I pulled the policy out my pocket.
Okay, so it's just
and they read along with me. And then they was looking around like, yeah, this nigga got a point.
Yeah, but see, at the same time, you can look at the policy, but at the same time, it's like it's a law on their side. But say like, at the end of the day, guess what? At the end of the day,
they got all the power to just do what they say.
They could be like, you know what, bro?
Are you saying they got all the power to just do what they say?
If they want to, because when
Are you saying they got all the power, just do what they say?
No, what I was gonna say was this.
This is going to be interesting.
What I was gonna say was, at the end of the day, they can be like, they say like, you feel like they're going back and forth with you, like you say, trying to hate on you or stop you. Okay, they can fall back for a couple weeks, not say nothing, let you do your thing. Then, let some time accumulate, like about a month or two, and come back and be like, you know what?
That's probably what they're doing now.
Hey, you've been, Mr. Riley, you've been good here. We just decided to let you go.
Okay. My lawyer will be here.
Okay.
My lawyer will be in contact. I got all the documents. HR got the documents.
I know, but at the same time, it's like now you're waiting to see this transpire. So now you knocked off the rock a little bit. You feel me?
No, I just get another job and keep in contact with my lawyer. So when we get this money, I can quit and invest all that money in my business.
Like I said, man, it just depends on how you want it. It's like
that's how I'm looking at it.
It just depends.
I'm tired of and like I said, it ain't really about me. It's about practice what the fuck you preach. Here I am talking all this shit. If I just let them shut me up, then who the fuck am I? What am I doing?
Me personally,
you gotta live this shit.
Look, I look at it like this here, right? If I was in your predicament because I kind of was like that, but I was doing something illegal when I went to Buckeye. It's like, I'm really low key. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody,
if I was selling weed, nigga, I would have been stopped.
I know, but I'm saying, okay, that was my situation when I was at Buckeye. Yeah. I just was smoking weed because everybody else be smoking. Then it's just like, I had some gas one day and let somebody else hit it. And they was like, man, there's some gas. Then that one particular person went and told everybody that I had the gas. So it's like, all these people.
This negative attention.
Bro, all these people just coming up.
Hey, man, I heard you got the gas, nigga. What's happening?
I mean, they was trying to be low key, but it's like every time you look up, somebody stopping me.
Yeah, that's not good attention.
Trying to, you be like, yo, bro.
Not at work.
I know you don't know me, man. And they told me you got that fire. So it's like, I was just. Man, look, I was just selling weed to everybody by default just because they knew I had it. And I'm like, you know what?
I got it.
It's on now. I'm always just go ahead and front it to him. Like, I'm just gonna front it to you. I didn't even care. I just fronted it all out. But it got to a point where, you know, they hit me with that. You know what I'm saying?
What? They fired you?
They fired me.
For what? Selling weed?
No.
For another reason.
For another reason.
Right.
But yeah. Because I had all this attention with me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, they never caught me selling weed or anything, but they was just,
Found
you know, everybody
reason.
coming just saying something to me, yo, what's up, Rico? And they just walk around, Rico!
Yeah.
They was just doing all type of stuff.
Man, that motherfucker got that dope.
Look, and the last thing, right, it was just...
And that's me right now, but I'm going by the rules. I got that dope, but my shit is by the rules. So I'm not doing nothing illegal.
I think, look at it like this here, right? My last thing, right? I'm selling the oil and stuff, right? I put my homeboy on it with me, probably 3-4 months ago, right? So I went to Cologne. He got into the oil. You know, he was from Texas, so he driving the truck. So he come down on the weekend, park somewhere, and I pick him up. Me and him rolling. It's one of my homeboys from my youth, right? So we going. So he's probably about $1 million up. He probably got $1 million in his bank account. You know what I'm saying? He making about 120 every year. He's been driving truck for 10, 13, 14 years, same company. So boom, we go to a couple flea markets or whatever. You see the oils and he go crazy. The light go off in his head. Blinga, 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 blinga. Make a long story short, he go buy all this stuff, right? He go buy all this oil and the roll-on oils, and he posted on eBay. Guess what? He made 20,000 fast. He made 20,000 fast. Even when he was telling me like, "Yo, bro, come on, let's put your stuff over here." You know, one night he just showed me like, "Yo, boom!" I look at this account. It's like 800 now. This is in one night. I seen 800, 900 in one night. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So this kept going on like consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, with a month's time, he had 12,000 already. So he's like, "Bro, I'm telling you to get in." So right, I'm like, "Yo, it's like double this." I'm like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get in. Make a long story short, so now he's over like 20 now. So now all that money that he made off that, he invested it back in the business. But make a long story short, we was dealing like with a high-end niche cologne that would make it kind of set apart, not just having regular like Dolce Gabbana and stuff. So basically, he was on eBay, Facebook and stuff. So it's like obvious when you're selling Creeds and, you know, the Tom Fords, the high-end niche stuff, you know, the company, you know, eBay itself may kind of get a hold to you and kind of be like, okay, even though you're selling oil, you got to be kind of
infringement and all kind of shit.
Yeah, so it's like if you're gonna post what you post, if you're posting like the oils, you gotta. It's a way you gotta quote it where it won't. So basically, make a long story short, he got knocked off. He got suspended for 30 days. You know what I'm saying, or however long. So basically, the way he took it was, even though he needed, it's like, you know, you at the job, right? You needed them people. But see, now you got them, right? Everybody know at the job that cook, you know, that you the cookie guy, right? So he's like, okay, these are my customers. So guess what? Now you don't even need to deal with them. So basically, what he done now, he went through.
Got his own website.
He got his own website. So basically, I guess when every time he sells something, he puts something. You know, it's like with eBay. Like if I sell you something, like I'm on eBay selling now too. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind the 8 ball, but at the same time, it's picking up.
It's something.
So you can take the information, the number pops up and everything. So you got the customers, you know who they are. So now you just probably need to get your website and just make it official, invest in that way. It's like, you know what?
I'm working on that.
Yeah, like
I think this is an important part too, man.
Yeah. And guess what?
Sometimes you can't go around all the time. Sometimes you gotta go through.
You guys gotta go straight through. So
fucking right.
So
and it's not all about me. It's about the experience I'm getting now. What I'm learning from this shit is gonna be valuable for not just me, but for everybody I fuck with later. You know what I'm saying? You know, these experiences with the people that fuck with me, the people that be hating on me, and the people that don't even care. I'm watching all this shit, see how to go about doing this thing. Like, crazy. Oh, nigga, you 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 crazy. Man, you ain't that fucking crazy, man. I see what you're saying now. Matter of fact, I fuck with you. That's what's happening. Fear. This fear gotta go away, nigga. The fear gotta go away.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way we gonna be able to fucking survive, nigga. Like niggas be quick to break laws and, you know, think that's fighting the system. Like, fuck the system, I'm just doing my own way.
Right.
But there's a way to fuck the system by going by their rules. That's what I'm trying to do.
And that's what I'm saying, right? You know.
So people watching, my daughter, my nephews, my nieces, my cousins, little cousins. I don't have nobody to look up to but my father. And he ain't got shit. Who stand up for what he believe in and don't fucking, compromise his beliefs to get a bag. I don't know a whole lot of them people. Everybody I know is telling me, man, you better not. Oh boy, you better not. And I say, fuck all them niggas. Cause you cowards. That's how I see it. If you ain't been in my shoes, if you ain't never tried to produce something, make something, build something, and you telling me just to be scared, I don't got no time to be listening to that bullshit. Now, if you done built some shit with you, I respect what you saying because you done built some shit. So you speaking from a perspective of there's ways to do it without all this whole bunch of ruckus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? And the stuff that you're going through, that's just a part of it. It's like, bro, if it was that easy, well, we could just come out here and think of something and it blow up. You know what I'm saying? No repercussions.
Right.
Everybody would do it.
Everybody would do it. Well, not necessarily, because niggas be lazy and shit. Like, what I'm doing ain't hard. You got to be focused. Like, the business side of it, creating something and following it through is hard.
That probably hard, because think about it, right?
The business itself ain't hard. Once I figured it out, this ain't hard. The hard part is keeping up, being consistent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When you start setting these goals for yourself, just say like I don't know what your monthly goal is right now. Let's say you're selling cookies, right? Let's say whatever you're making. It's like, okay, like, you know what? Maybe next month I want to ante up.
Yeah, I'm going harder.
I want $3,000.
Right.
You know, you start setting goals, then you might start to see like, okay, dang, maybe I got it. It's gonna take. I need 20,000 cookies. Yeah. How am I? It takes me. Okay, you probably be like, yo, it take me
hours.
It take me an hour just to do 30, 40. Mm-hmm. I gotta go to sleep, pick my daughter up. I got an hour to invest in my time.
And I'm teaching my daughter, my nephews, all of them gonna learn the recipes for our family business so they could carry it on. Like, I'm thinking about all this shit, but it ain't just the cookies. It's the story, right? Like the people at work that see it day in and day out.
They're working bees.
They at the point now where it ain't just the cookies, it's the story behind the cookies. Fuck with this nigga, cause this nigga, you can go to fucking whatever cookie company to get your shit, but I like what this nigga stand for. Fuck with him. Yeah. I like that this nigga had courage to fight against these pussies and shit, and he made it through. Fuck with him. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, man, I look.
It's happening. It's happening.
You know, I look at it from a different lens, bro. It's just like, say for example, right? I know, I don't listen to like, I don't listen to like secular. I don't listen to any type of music or whatever, right? But I do kind of see what's going on in the news media or whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's say like Drake said something, they were trying to cancel him, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like all these people that lift you up, prop you up, love you, right? Yeah. To a sense, right? It's like, okay, when you started going through it, it's like, or where you gonna be at? You feel what I'm saying? It's like these same people that be rooting you on, these be the same people that's, saying what they saying, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, and it's like, when you're trying to separate the two, but it's like you really can't separate the two because it's like you don't really know who phony and who fake. You just gotta just keep going, doing what you're doing. And
I'm on Instagram. The beautiful thing about Instagram is you can see these people that going through similar battles and they laying a blueprint. You got Nappy Chef right here in Charlotte. He been laying his blueprint for the last couple of years. And he doing it. And he documenting it on Instagram saying what he going through. There's not a lot of people that I look up to as far as business who stand on their shit and just do their business and talk shit. The talking shit ain't about just talking shit. The talking shit is telling the kids you can do it too. You don't have to be afraid. Be true to yourself and work hard, and you can acquire all this shit. Fuck what all these motherfuckers got to say. They're gonna tell you, you got the laws and the rules, and you got rhetoric. You got motherfuckers telling you can't. I got told you can't for like 3 weeks. I just said, fuck y'all, I'm gonna keep on doing it. And then they pulled me in and was like, here's the document showing you can't. The document actually says I can. So we went through that. You know what I'm saying? They saying they don't want me to do it, but the company is giving me permission. Like, you gotta be able to navigate these fucking things. And we gotta see it to know it's possible.
And so that's the thing I was saying from the beginning. It's like, how you want to do it. Are you able, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to, are you able right now to fight them? Like you said, you can go get another job. and then you go get another job. It's like, you know, with that slow down of productivity of what you got going on. Like right now, it's like you might be steaming ahead at, you know, 40 knots, you know, or 55 miles.
Slow down and start all over again.
Yeah, so at the same time, you don't want to do that.
Right, I don't.
You don't want to do that. So it's just like, I think you just got to do the other steps outside. Go ahead and get the website up, right? Have it popping where, you know, everybody that you all, you know, you're, like I was saying about my boy, right? You know, he was at the eBay. So basically, he got all these people that he encountered. Let's say like, I ain't gonna say people, but customers that he encountered, you know, negated over here to where he needed to be at. You feel what I'm saying? For say like, okay, he had the platform for eBay, right? To make all this money, to meet all these different people. So guess what? These customers that he have gotten, they're not falling by the wayside. He directed them over to his website. Right. So basically,
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's the same thing. I think the difference is they warned him and he didn't follow the rules. Right?
But see, he been knew that. We've been talking about this stuff, just like Mono, you know, he was talking about like, I don't know, man, how long they're gonna let us stay on there, because you know so he, even though if he don't even bring me to the equation, let's say like if he knew within himself that these was the variables of how far can you go without, you know, with them, you know, exiting you out the site selling, you know, a product. I ain't gonna say it's counterfeit, but just, you know, to a sense it is when you're selling oil and you're infringing on somebody else's, you know, intellectual property they got.
But did he, when they told him you're going to have to stop using these brand names, did he stop using the brand name?
He didn't stop moving the brand name.
That's what I'm saying.
I know,
the same thing.
I know, but what I'm saying is I'm making a point to say, you know, like we were talking about that 1, 2, 3, you know, now he had to move to, you know, step 4 and step 5. Step 4 probably was to create the website, you know, the traffic that he got.
Convert all the traffic over there.
There. Okay, so now he knows that by title, you know, stating it the way, you know, that he labeled it, you know, for us putting a product online, he have to just, you know, I guess just be more, I ain't gonna say persuasive in his, you know,
his sales approach.
You know, for us the way he's labeling it, because see, that's what they're getting them for.
You gotta be clever.
That's more clever.
Right.
Like
how
it's
you
like,
naming them.
It's like if you say you got Creed Silver Mountain Water. You know, Creed is an entity. You know, they don't want you infringing on their property. Right. So, you know, even though you probably, you know, it's like on the site, you know, that actual type of product it is it oil? Is it cologne? Let's say that too. But like, you just gotta relabel it because you know these guidelines. You know what I'm saying? So,
you think they would have kicked him off if he would have relabeled it?
No. But see, the thing is this, right? Let's say if you're looking for some Silver Mountain, see, that's what you're going to type when you go to eBay. You're like, man, I want some Creed.
It wouldn't have worked for him if he would have had to relabel.
It probably wouldn't work for him as good
because the name, they're looking for the name.
So why can't you do like other people do, which is compare to Creed and Silver Mountain?
But see, the thing is this, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like the replica, like the
like they say compare, like this one right here. It says compare to whatever.
People want what they want. Niggas ain't gonna buy compare.
Right here it says
niggas want the actual thing.
But see, guess what? The thing is this, right?
The 1D.
Like if this shit say compared to Dolce & Gabbana, I ain't gonna get it because I want Dolce & Gabbana.
I mean, I feel.
Because that's the thing, right? It's like, but the point is this, right? You set up some, you know, on the side where he can kind of be his own entity, right? You know, like, yo, this is what I do. You come to my site, I sell oils, and everybody know what it is. It's oils, yada yada. Yeah. You can't stop him from doing that, right? So, I just think, you know, with the business, I think, you know, you should go ahead and get that popping, because I think he went to this one website that it's kind of simple to make the website and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm working on one. I ain't even fucking with it.
Yeah.
What are them fucking? I'm in the middle of doing it, man. I just have patience for it.
Yeah, you know, something like that, man. I think if you do it, you know, you got some time to get somebody to do it, or you do it yourself. It shouldn't take but a day or two. If you got the background of, you know, what your business is gonna look like, what the font of your business will look like, you know, the presentation. It shouldn't take long to do it. You can have it where, okay, man, go to my website, you want them cookies, you know. Then I think you'll start getting a lot of orders, and you know. But then, like I say, man, we was talking about how hard, if you say like right now it's easy. So to say if it's taking you 2 hours,
it's time consuming. Yeah.
It says 2 hours take you to make 20 cookies. Let's say you look on your, you know, you start to just blossoming, right? Everywhere you go. So now you need 1,000 cookies. You're getting off work 5 or 6. You pick your daughter up, whatever. You see your sister. You got to do this here. Now it's like, how can I make time? Where am I going to steal this time from to get these cookies out? You know what I'm saying? Then it start making it a little bit more difficult. Not that it's not difficult for you to do, but, as far as time consuming and stuff like that. I mean, but I definitely think it could be done. Then, that's when I think it'll start getting difficult. Then you might run into some stuff like, well, okay, I still want to do my job. Still got my hustles going on. I still want to have this going on. Then you start depending on people. Then it's like they go good for a minute. Then they run dry. You start.
Yeah, it's all business. I mean, there was good problems to me. Like, if you at the point where, too much to order too big, and that's a good thing.
Right.
Or if they going good and they falling off, that's not a big problem. You just goddamn get them back in line and shit. Because we all in it together. You know what I'm saying? I can't have you doing half-ass shit if it's going to be the brand, the family brand on the name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that shit is being instilled now. Like, to where my nephew coming at me like, oh, we can't sell that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's half-ass right there. We can't do that.
Right.
The philosophy is being, that whole brand, representing the brand thing. I'm learning and teaching at the same time, like the importance of it,
Right.
I didn't ask for this fucking problem. But now that it's here, I have to be an example for the people behind me. Like, these fucking people come at you, man. You don't just bow down on them. Yeah, then fight for your shit. I think the big problem we have is niggas rather just instead of going through them, they go, all right, I'll do it this way.
Well, old Bean.
Especially when I got the rules on my side.
That was a great dissertation. I love that one right there. That was all right. I think we covered a lot.
I get it, man. I just, I'm a rebel any motherfucking way.
What was we talking about?
I rebel anyway.
The other thing that I said we was gonna discuss, it kind of slipped my mind.
Was the business?
No, that was the business aspect right there. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Women?
No, it was something else. I think we was talking about religion and spiritual aspects of things. That day we was on when I asked you to come on the show, and I was like, we're gonna talk about business and then we're gonna move to what?
History.
That's what it was.
History?
Yeah.
History. Okay.
The concerns with what's going on now as far as talking about history and genealogy, genealogy and the importance of genealogy and what's being said right now with who is who and
Wow. We having that talk?
We had a good talk when we was discussing it, and he made good points toward things like
I don't know what y'all talking about. What happened?
Genealogy, the importance of it.
Me personally, I was just saying, I like you hear the conversations and stuff like that, right? Whether who the real Jews and who not, but in essence, I just be like, you know what, bro,
and who's actually from the indigenous people of America.
Yeah, I'm just saying for me, right? Even if you feel like you somebody, right? Finally, whatever, right? You learn the truth of a thing, right?
And what comes with that? What comes with being the indigenous people of America?
Hold on.
Well, let me say this right. The reason why I said that was this, right? Because guess what? The reason why I said it that way is this, right? You can have some people out here be like, yo, what are you? Like, man, I'm an African American or whatever, right? Then it's like, if you go look on these different platforms and stuff like that, you see all these different people saying like, yo, you the real Jews or, whatever, right? So, you get somebody that hasn't really, delve in the conversation about that topic. They won't be looking at like, yo, I'm a real Jew or whatever. That probably don't mean nothing to them. Mm. That might be like, I still got to get up every day. If I don't go to work, I ain't going to eat. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of niggas out here regardless, right?
In a sense, that's true.
Yeah.
So what's the main point? Like,
he was just talking about. I was just saying, me personally, I don't really get.
Because we was talking about.
You don't see the point.
We was talking about patents.
Me personally, because
heirs land and stuff like that.
I mean, even if it is a truth, at the end of the day, I gotta live up to, what is being said, right? To a sense, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big part of it. Like when we talk, like, okay, we out here. Well, just to that point, like we out here, and a big reason for niggas being fucking nuts is that there's no, like, you can have a conscience, but if you don't, like I speak from my own experience. If you feel like your parents, let's just go be general about the shit. If you feel like your people were separated from their people and just dropped off here and had to start from scratch, no language, no culture, none of that shit, and got that beaten out of them and bred out of them over time, and now here we are we just African American or we black or whatever the fuck. There's no fucking lineage to, be accountable for.
Well, see, that's why I beg to differ in that, right? You can argue that point, right? Let me say this, right? All right, when Jesus was here, right? He said to him, he's like, that's your brother, your sister, your mother. He said, who is my sister, my brother? They were looking at a physical thing when they was talking to Jesus. He said, my brothers and my sisters are the people that do the will of God. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So in essence, it's just like, I mean, you can have these titles.
Family ain't really family. Your family is who fuck with you from.
Right, because see, guess what? Let's say if Chaz was your real, he's walking around claiming he was Hebrew Israelite. We all in. He your brother, I'm your brother. We out here marching with you. You getting speeches. I'm here with you, rocking out. But let's say behind the background in real life, you loan Chaz $20,000 to do the business, and Chaz doing the business, but you don't see the results from it. But you coming here from a girl, you got Chaz on video, y'all down there at the casino, Chaz is spending some bread, but he's not producing or whatever.
Well, let me ask you this.
What?
Can you compare a nigga who just coming into the knowledge to a nigga who was born with that understanding because his parents implanted that on him, instilled that on him, and grew from the foundation with that knowledge and understanding? That nigga ain't gonna be in the casino just blowing money.
But I ain't saying that, but we're just saying reality for what it is. Just think about it, right?
I think that's the point.
Okay, let's say like the Hebrew Israelites, right?
It don't change what you are.
We're not trying to change it, but what I'm saying to you is this, right? We're talking about the change is in your action, how you live, how you raise your children, and how you moving in this world and what you're doing. Yeah, it does make a difference. You dig what I'm saying? Because you can go out and say you whatever, right? But guess what? If it don't reflect on how you live and your beliefs and just say like for example, right, when Kanye
does that change what you really are?
No, it doesn't change.
Even though you're not reflecting it,
the change gonna come into how you live. Just say like for example, right, when I heard Kanye West when he was,
it don't change your blood. It still don't change the blood, right?
Look, blood ain't nothing unless you living up to it.
I'm just talking realistically. It don't change the blood. It might change the how the next person feels about you. It can change feelings, but it don't change the blood.
What I'm saying is this, right? If you're talking about blood, right, you can have people that's your blood family members, right? We're talking about lineage, right? Mm-hmm. So guess what? If they are acting a certain type of way or just, that's the point. But that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, speaking on to the fact that you're talking about blood, right? So what I'm saying, if your family is not really acting like your family and they saying a certain thing, I mean, what does that amount to? But back to my other point too, right? Let's say we were talking about Kanye West, right? When he was just having some good topics and stuff, he was just talking about, the Jews, like their culture, right? How the schooling, how they learn and how they not just really cultivated with a lot of stuff that's in, black culture. They don't really have a lot of that type of culture into what they, for as the schooling, that's what he's saying. Basically, like, they have their own place where they go to school at, right? They're not really being indoctrinized. No, I'm not changing.
What? No. I'm trying to. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like just being indoctrinized with the culture of Black America, right? Because if you think about our culture, right, like being not Hebrew Israelite, but just looking at being black, bro, you look at the music scene, you look at the fashion scene, it's like our culture running, right? It's like a lot of the stuff we got going on here in America, guess what? They now over there trying to do that in Africa. Everything. It's like, even if you look at the way...
all right. So, like, what's your point saying that?
My point is saying that is this. Like, I was trying to make a point about Kanye West, right? He was talking about how the Jews are, right? How they raise their kids up. You know, how you were saying in the beginning, like, you know, what if it's like, you know, if I knew from the beginning of raising my kids up who I was, you know, that would make a difference. I agree to you with that point, but what I'm saying is, well, just like the Jews, right? Their schooling are different. You know, they're not allowing certain things to go on, like, for us, like, this culture. It's like the way they move, even the food that they're buying, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is they're not being indoctrinized with the culture that we got going on today. See, the thing...
They are the indoctrinators.
No, okay, but what I'm saying... Okay.
They indoctrinate us.
No, but think about it. Okay, you can say that...
man, process that for a minute.
Okay, well, let me say this on top of what you're saying, because
What if they indoctrinate us?
No.
How does that work? So, it's like, you saying all our culture and shit is what fuels the world.
Right.
So...
Not fueling.
Why the fuck are they indoctrinating?
Not fueling the whole world, but just to a
fueling, like
fueling, so
running it.
Why are we
powering?
Why are we not
dictating to them,
gaining more out of it than them?
Okay, let me say this.
If our shit runs the world,
why are we not?
Why are they indoctrinating us?
We should benefit more then.
What we got on culturally, it's not a good thing. It's like I was watching Cardi B, right?
They indoctrinating us.
No, I can't say that. Well, let me say this, right?
You can't say that.
No, because it's our culture. Right, so let me say this right. It's our culture.
Whether you want to say it or not, that's
but was it our culture before a certain time?
Okay, we talking about Jewish, right?
We talking about the cultures. We talking about the cultures, and we talking about being
But was it our culture before a certain time?
Okay, let me make this point. Let me make this point.
Let me please.
That's the question.
Let me just get into it. All right. Okay. So going back to the Jew-ish comedian dude. His only fallback was the fact that they took these important things seriously. Fucking education, health, family.
Right.
So if they take it seriously,
right,
and they the ones indoctrinating us, how is it that we don't take it seriously?
Because guess what? It's like I was trying to make my point. My point to being indoctrinized, right? When I was watching Cardi B, right? You know, you look at Cardi B, right? You see that she's part of the culture. You see what she put out to make the bag, right? Basically selling our soul to a sense, right? Basically, what I'm saying, you don't care how negative you got to be, how raunchy you got to be. You know it's making an effect on, you know, our people, the black culture, whatever, but you don't care. But then guess what? When she was in the mirror that time, that Booty song came on. Guess what? When her daughter was sitting right there, you know what she did? She went and cut it off immediately. So what I'm saying to you is this, right?
We know better.
She didn't want
her own child.
She didn't want her own child listening to that. So, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, even if we talk about the Jews and you saying they the one indoctrinizing us,
they do the same thing
on our culture.
They do the same thing, right?
On our culture, but guess what? They're not projecting that same image upon their own kids. You feel what I'm saying? So
let me do this.
But they do the same thing.
Oh, let me do this, man. Let me do this. Say you Jewish, right? And you watching this.
Right.
And I'm saying that the same Jewish that's watching it is the one that has a heavy role in our indoctrination, right? So I'm him watching this, hearing me say that, acknowledging that part, and saying, since they have such a high standard of living, why isn't that indoctrination pushing the highest standard of living? Why is it cool to say nigga, 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 but you can't say Jew? If our shit run the world, fuel the world, and we started this whole thing.
Not the start of it, but just a part of it.
No, we started, like, you know, I mean, I want, you know, obviously civilization, but just in America, this particular culture, let's talk about hip hop, right?
All right.
We created that thing. Somehow, you know, boot camp clique, all niggas had a Jewish motherfucking Drew High. You know? Drew High got connections that's also Jewish. They running what we create But they have a high standard of living, and we have been, over generations, crack and all other shit, have a very, very low standard of living. How is that high standard of living not translated into the people that's, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking about two different cultures though at the same time. Even though it's like at a point, right? It's like you looking at the accountability of it, right? You saying one culture basically indoctrinizing another culture, right? And not being affected by the culture that's being indoctrinized, by still, profiting off what's actually going on. So that's basically in essence what you're saying. Okay, say they the real Jews, right? They got a way of living, they got a way of doing everything.
They're who the real Jews.
Okay, but guess what? They not with this culture.
You say high standard of living like that's something that's a birthright. High standard of living is learned.
But we're talking about what's being taught, right? We're talking about the culture.
Just like with white supremacy, there's a certain agenda that's put to benefit you and not benefit them. Black and white, benefit you, not benefit them. The same thing, like I grew up in Brooklyn. A lot of my teachers were Jewish. Then you go home and a lot of the shows are from Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music is run, the people in the back rooms are Jewish. Everything is affected by everything that we see and hear is affected by these people. And they have a high standard of living, but we have a low standard of living.
See, I think the problem is this, right? Okay, this is like, right, for example, right? We're talking about their standard of living, but guess what? If you look at every black person, right, that'll sell out for money, really don't have the morals. You feel what I'm saying? So at the same time, it's like, if you go out here and you have a rap career, right, and you...
morals are taught.
But I'm just saying, I think
all this shit could happen in a couple generations, man.
I know.
Like, we talk about it like it's how it's always been. Like,
can I use the school lunch thing as an example?
All right.
We allowed that to be put into the menu, but we ain't gonna let our kids eat that. I'm gonna send my kids with this food. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
That's why I said that's what they do.
But see, guess what? At the same time, right?
That makes sense?
Look,
let them eat that, but my kid ain't eating it.
Look, at the end of the day, bro, it's a sense of accountability.
At least they think they don't, because once they get to school, they can always.
It's a sense of accountability. That's what it's basically is accountability. You feel what I'm saying? Because guess what? I can go out here look into the world, right? I can see a lot of stuff going on, right? Mm-hmm. I got the choice. It's like, like even with my kids, right? Just like, for example, right? Riley was talking about him going through the storm or whatever. You're looking at your kids, right? Guess what? You got A, B, C, D, E. You can have it on some gangster stuff. You can have it on some political stuff. You can have it on some wisdom stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways you can do it. But like you saying that, if you didn't have like all those elements to, like, you ain't had no children or nothing, you just like, okay, I'm about to teach these niggas something. This about to be a political lesson right here. I'm gonna teach you guys. I'm finna beat you guys. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is this, right? If you be like, if you want to go this way, you be like, you know what? This about to be a political whooping right here. I'm finna beat you guys with the same law that you trying to, deem me with, but I'm about to use the same law that you trying to do me in with to get a bag off you guys. You guys trying to stop my bag. Guess what? Like you said, I got the paperwork. I got the paper trail. Everything has been documented. Guess what? Play with me if you want to, right?
Play with me.
I'm just saying.
Right, okay.
To a sense, right? You feel like right now, right? You got all the dots lined up to sue him if it came down to it, right? Because I heard you say in the beginning, like, yo, my HR, she know. Yeah. So, but I'm saying you probably, you could, right? Whether you win or not, that's a whole other different situation. You can sue anybody. You feel what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying is, it's all about accountability, man. How you gonna do it? Cause like
sometimes it ain't.
Yes, it is. It's always gonna be down to. Oh, let me say this right.
Sometimes
let me say this right.
One party is held accountable.
Well, let me say this right. What I'm saying to this is
okay. You can't say that word.
Accountability.
Without You can't say that word when it's an obvious lack of accountability in my case.
No, I'm not talking about your
You
case.
say my accountability, I have to be accountable.
No, I wasn't.
You just say accountable in general.
Yeah,
my point is, these people are throwing accountability out the fucking window by saying, fuck what the policies say, I don't want you to do.
No, I touched on that to make
accountability. You can't say accountability if that's like, you know,
it's
if we
like,
talking about if we want to talk about just nigga, if you want to keep your job, stop fucking fighting it.
Look, I want to
say that. Don't say accountability because they're not using that.
Look,
How about this? How about stripping a person of something and then feeding them something else? It's like they trying to strip you of something to try to feed you something else, but then you find out that that's not what it is. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I strip you of your culture, feed you this culture.
Well,
you see what I'm saying? So now, and then now the light is clicking. Like, hold up, wait a minute, genealogy, land, air, land, patents. You know what I'm saying? Now the light is clicking now in 2022 or 2020 to now. The light has clicked on. We were stripped of something. Now we're figuring out that the laws don't line up.
Me personally, bro, I just think if you're talking about 2020, when I was talking about, you know, I'm
talking about history, period.
That's what
I'm just saying it's starting to click now because the laws are showing that history wasn't what it's supposed to be or what it was. You see what I'm saying? It was fed to us. It was stripped and then fed to us a different way. Now wait a minute.
Okay, look, with all that being said, right?
The importance of it. Let's get back to what we was talking about.
And that's what I was trying to go back to.
Okay.
When I stopped to make a point from breaking you in, and not just to like single out what you were saying, but I was just trying to say like I guess the plurality of it was, okay, say what, right? You was talking about the food.
Plurality?
Yeah.
Could you explain the plurality?
Okay, say for example, right, you was talking about, before that, you was like, you know, you was talking about the food, right?
Okay.
In the lunchroom, like, you know, you feeding us this, but I'm not gonna feed my child that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same thing when we was talking about the whole Cardi B.
I mean, at this point, everybody's involved. Everybody's being fed the bull.
But what I'm saying is, to a sense, right? You as a parent, right? Let's say like, you know, as far as what you gonna teach your kid and how your life is gonna go, it's like, because at the end of our life, right?
But people just waking up to it.
I can't really say that.
I think that's important.
What?
Because our parents didn't know to feed us what we needed.
It's not. Oh, that's important.
Because they were misled.
What I'm saying to you is
stripped.
Right? The information has always been here, right? Yes, it is.
It was here, but I don't think it was.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we're just talking about taking accountability, bro. Like, even if I go back to the 60s and 70s when we was just really getting dog roped. I'm trying to make a point, right? When it was worse, we talking about on a slavery level, right? Our people was more empowered then about whether we had all the different leaders and whatever, right? Guess what? Even in school, right, we can read about Fred Hampton, you know, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, all these different people. So what I'm saying is somewhere along the way,
there was a distraction?
We've been dropping the ball as parents.
Through distraction.
I'm just saying.
Bombs.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about.
So can you take responsibility for? Can we take responsibility?
World War II. Can we take responsibility for that? Go ahead.
Can we take responsibility for it and still search for the truth?
Man, all thing I'm saying is this: you can take responsibility for yourself. Cause think about it, right? You Riley, right? Enrico, that's Chaz, right? And we just talking about history, and we just talking about like just things that have been done to the people in general. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, so you know, if you're looking at it from a standpoint like that, it's just like, okay, if I know all this stuff that happened, how I'm gonna move? You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do different? You dig what I'm saying?
What you mean?
I know, but I'm just
answer your own fucking question.
No. I'm just saying in general. I'm just going back to like accountability.
Answer that question, please.
Okay, rephrase it.
If you know how things happen and what happened, how do I move? That's the point. Like,
the point
is to know how things got to where they are in order to know how to move.
But I'm just saying,
history.
What we're doing now a little bit, right? We're really talking about the culture. We're talking about We're talking about Jews. We're talking about just the effect of how things are, and
how things happen to how things are.
Right. So at the end of the day, bro, it's like we got to.
Gosh, just treat it like that. Just treat it.
Oh man, ain't no disrespect, nigga. I realized I forgot.
God, just treat it.
Sorry.
Go ahead, man. Now I'm listening, man. Oh my God.
I ain't
Just treat it any way you
I'm
want.
gonna straighten it out, man.
Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, man. It's about taking accountability, man, and stepping up. Cause see, think about it, right? As we progress as a society, guess what? Things are getting worse and worse. So guess what, right?
Is it though?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What's getting worse and worse?
Just the generations of people.
Oof, I love the word. Huh?
The generation of people.
Degeneration. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad
guess
you
what?
used that word.
So guess what? When we start looking at, just think about it, right? We can kind of have like some sense of a sound mind, like, we got to work. You know what I'm saying? You don't work, you don't eat. And then you start looking at the news, and you start looking at the killings and the murders and the robbery. You start to see that it's going up. You start looking at statistics and stuff like that. You start to see who's doing it. You start being like, okay,
Who doing it?
it's the younger,
Niggas?
it's the younger generations.
That's a damn.
The younger, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas and whites?
Yeah, niggas and what? I'm saying, when I
What
say,
else? What are Jews?
I don't know, just
Are Jews out here killing niggas or killing Jews?
see. Okay, if you're gonna say that, okay, so I'm from the penny to the ground with that. See, if
They
you're
just,
gonna say,
they just let a mercenary go.
let me say this, right? Let me
He
say-
wasn't Jew. He was a
hold
I
Russian.
don't care. It's
Hold
still.
on, I'm finna pin him to the ground.
That's a good point, though.
Okay, I'm finna pin him to the ground. So guess what? If you want to say we are the real Jews, yes, we are here killing people too. We weren't doing the most murder.
What the fuck did you just do?
They flipped that shit.
Oh my,
but see,
Jesus!
But see,
Is this on film?
yes.
If that's the case,
Is this on fucking
no,
film?
let him see what he say, because I got something
Wow.
to say.
But what I'm saying
I got something to
is,
say.
see, that's the thing, right? When we gonna start speaking about truth, okay? It's like, it's like
I got something for that.
Okay.
Wow!
Yeah, but I'm saying, think about it, right?
I'm glad I'm awake and wasn't sleeping just now.
Yeah,
You would've got that through.
yeah. Cause see, guess what?
What?
If we're gonna accept the truth that we are the real Jews,
Uh-huh.
right? If we are the real Jews,
Okay.
right? We out here messing stuff up, right? So,
All right.
So what the fake Jews doing? Is the fake Jews out here killing niggas?
But
they're just people. Look,
so what was okay? What was the Holocaust? If they weren't the Jews, then what was the
what I'm
Holocaust?
saying, I said if. See, the thing is this.
So the
right?
Holocaust didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen
Hear what I'm
because they wasn't Jews. It happened, but it wasn't the Jews.
Hear what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
I'm
man.
not saying. Remember when we first started talking? I said, me
This
personally,
is
I
good
don't really
shit.
get into genealogy. I don't, cause I know it's gonna be a whole quarrel of this going back and
What, you
forth.
scared?
It's
No,
supposed
I'm not-
to.
no.
Are you
Of
one of
course
those
it's
scared
gonna-
niggas?
Of course it's gonna do that. Of course it's gonna do that.
No, but see, cause I'm not the person that's scared to say it when we start having the conversation.
You're not scared to say you scared.
No, I'm not scared of anything. So I'm gonna be the guy gonna come into the conversation and wreck it. If we're gonna go there, okay, if you're gonna say them the real Jews, right? I say if you're gonna say that we are the real Jews.
I get what you're trying to say.
I don't.
So what I'm saying to you is this, right?
I
I
get
think
what
when
you're
people are looking at Jews, right, they're trying to look at it solely on a darker skin. That's what they're trying to do. But what I'm saying to you is this, right? See,
But it ain't about that.
It's not about that because the people are so brainwashed, bro. Adam and Eve are the mother of all races. We all come from this. Look, we all come from one person, two people, Adam and Eve. So guess what? If all these different colors can stem from, if it's white, African, whatever you want to call it, right? If we all steaming from one,
Then we all the same.
we all the same people.
So ain't no chosen people.
The only chosen people is this. The people that's going to obey God, obey his commandments and stuff. So people can say, I'm Jew. Okay, so what? Okay, so guess what? You could be the real Jew that came from the son of Ham, the tribe of Judah, the tribe of whatever. So what? If you're not going to obey God's commandments, right, where you going to
can't
enter?
call yourself a Jew.
You're not going to enter into heaven. You're going to be that Jew that's going to be in hell. You're going to be that nigga that's going to be in hell. You're going to be that white person that, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to
So
look at
Jew is all religious.
if we talking about a lineage, right?
All religious.
Yeah.
I feel
Sammy
you.
Davis Jr. was a Jew. That nigga said, hey, I'm gonna be a Jew, and he became a Jew.
Look, I'm just saying.
And the Jews accepted him. Like, hey, nigga, you a Jew too.
Look, it just come down.
Hey.
Look, it just come down to it, right?
But you can't say a Jew is a nigga.
You can't. Jews are niggas. We call us niggas every day. You dig what I'm saying? Then we get offended when a white man calls us niggas. When we, if nigga is a negative connotation, which I'm not even. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the culture. We all grew up in the culture of using these words, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
but I mean, that whole thing wasn't just generation. Like to call yourself
nigga,
motherfuckers who hated you called you
nigga.
It's kind of weird.
And then whoever that love you call you nigga. What up, my nigga?
No. I'm talking about the founding, the basis of the word.
Oh, yeah.
As we understand it now. Because there's niggardly, there's naga and Nietzsche and all these words. And nigga came from one of them words. But how it was used and how it was introduced to us. To be like, man, I'm gonna call my nigga too.
Hey, you know what? Let's take a brain freeze break. I'm looking over here. I'm over here looking at my brother Raleigh. I see Black Boom over there. You know what I'm saying? If this thing was just easy as, you know, putting it to the... I see Black Boom over there. I see Camille over here representing. Chance, where you at over there, man? Where you at?
Oh, it's in...
Well, you know what?
It's in the cast.
The time you get out the seat, it's just like being on the Brooklyn train. Hey, look, you see, he ain't ready. It's like being on the Brooklyn train. Pack, he got to go get it. Somebody's going to get in your seat.
Man, don't do that, man.
Somebody's going to get in your seat. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know if he was on a Brooklyn train, right, with Pack,
he got to wait for the next one.
Yeah, he got to do that.
Please. They'll get there eventually.
There go Cheers right there. There go Cheers.
We wonder why we have so many absent fathers in the community.
There go Cheers. There it is right there.
We decided to see what's vacant for a second, man. That's why we have so many absent fathers, man. They ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be prepared at all times.
Is that why?
Wow. Yeah, man.
You think niggas just walk away, huh?
You saw how easy it was?
To do what?
What?
For him to walk away?
Oh, man, not at the same
what?
thing.
Bro,
what you mean? What you mean walk away from what?
You walk away from the table.
Nigga, you said where was I at when it came to...
But you wasn't ready, though, at the time.
Bro, that's why I told you it's in the cast.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. That's why
Rich Cuts presents
you know, I
a Black Pearl production.
I see you ready now, but that's why
you feel me?
Hey,
come on, bro.
That's why I told myself when I look up, I see Black Boom over here at the table representing.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Don't worry about that. Put it out. Okay, man. But yeah,
I mean the cop's dirty anyway. You want to be for real?
Yeah, but I mean back to the whole historical thing, man. Like, did we not kind of knock that out the park? Cause you said everybody came from Adam and Eve,
right?
So is that it? Is that it with this? The Adam and Eve?
Then it's like, I mean,
so how did everything get separated? How did everything get separated the way it did?
Well, look, if you're gonna look at it like that, right, you also gotta look at it from a biblical point, right? When all these people in the Bible was trying to build the tower to go to
Tower of Babel.
The Tower of Babel, right? God said he'd come down here and he'd confuse the tongue, right? Separate all the different languages and stuff like that. See, you have to look at it from that point, right? But then it's like, me personally, bro, I'm not gonna be out here with the Black Israelites talking all this stuff. Then it's like, it's just so overpowering, bro. It's like, it's not my uncle.
You gotta find it for yourself, brother.
Look,
you don't have to choose none of these niggas.
I ain't trying to choose any of them, but guess what? My uncle was a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I'm saying? He believed that. You know what I'm saying? That's what, from the time that I know him, seemed like that's what he was expounding about. That's what he believed. He believed that, you know, we was these people and stuff.
I went 30 in.
I just tried to tell him, I was like, bro, I said, ain't nothing wrong with believing that. If that's what you believe. You feel me? But I said at the same time, I said, if you want to be a Hebrew Israelite, okay, what do that mean to God? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
they feel like they represent God.
Feel like and being emotional attached to a say is one thing, but when you start to read the precepts,
you can apply that to all religions, man.
What I'm saying, look, God said, look.
So why is it in
God got one religion?
Why would it be in the Bible?
God got one religion.
That questions the Bible. Why would it be in the Bible?
It's not questioning the Bible.
So the Bible is a bunch of stories?
Look, at the end of the day, it's like,
I'm just asking, is the Bible a bunch of stories?
Look, God gave us free will, bro.
Made by man. But they say that God inspired it.
From the holy prophets. So what I'm saying is this, right?
You know what I'm saying?
You got all these different religions out here, right? You got this one devil that goes around trying to destroy us all, right?
Oh yeah.
Knowing that we've made in God's image, right? So no matter who you are as a person, the devil wants you. You know, whether you white. See, that's the thing, right? We are really humans, right? We are humans, but I'm saying people try to make it seem like one race is better than the other one. It's really like how you gonna treat. Just like right now, right? I'll treat you just like a brother. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how you treat people, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. People have used documents, the Bible. The devil use anything to get people just confused out here. I mean, you know, people use religion to, you know, form cults, hate, all type of stuff. People that use God's name to do all type of evil stuff, right?
Was niggas in a better state in the 80s? 70s and shit?
Shit, I don't know. That was when the crack. Yeah. That was the crack era.
Yeah.
Was that not the crack era?
Listen,
that was late 80s and shit.
Look, the crack era.
Look,
late 80s.
Look, when the 90s got here, even though the 90s was like, I love the 90s, I saw a trend in the music shift, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't get me wrong, you always had some type of gangster type music, but it was really just, what's the word for it? Like,
just grotesque, like,
well, you know, it was in its
vulgar.
It was in its own sector, though. It wasn't kind of meshed into with, you know, it's like you had R&B, right? Mm. It was just like, you hear them love songs, it had a feeling to it, right? You know what I'm saying? Or you hear them like, you know, what song?
It gotta be with booming when niggas.
Anita Baker and shit. Like,
Anita Baker
had one of those just like voices, like just like made you feel. You know
we still talking about the 80s, right?
Yeah, we're just talking.
The economy was booming when niggas was selling crack in the beginning of the 90s.
What I'm saying, if we talk about niggas,
it took us down, but kind of raised us up to it. The same. That shit crazy.
The reason I asked that question was because like niggas be talking like niggas always been nuts. We speaking from a perspective of where niggas is at now, like that's how it's always been.
Right.
Like just in the last 30, 40 years, nigga, we've seen a crazy change.
Right.
So like, nigga, America was black before white people showed up. So if we was running this shit without them before they showed up, we were doing all right. It wasn't that long ago when we was running this shit.
And that was about to be one of my points.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay,
back
so
to the whole history.
So the the whitewashing in the history is like that makes it more obvious. If niggas was here first and mounds everywhere and civilization and shit, tunnels and shit.
So I got a question. Do you believe that, just going off history, right?
What?
Who do you believe it was first? I mean, you know, history teaches that the Indian was here first, right? But it also say how
What you talking about? Around the world or just America?
America. But it also says how Christopher Columbus, like just a European, you know, just I found this place over there, right? But it was the people already here, right? Which would be the Indians.
Christopher Columbus probably was black.
I'm just saying, right?
What the fuck up, man? Say, acknowledge it first.
I mean, nah, this is.
I'm saying
nuts.
What if that's true?
It's still making Christopher Columbus.
How would that change? What if the king that sent him over here was black?
Won't change that because
it wouldn't change nothing.
Because guess what? The history still states Christopher Columbus.
What if most or the majority or all of the people in Europe was black, and white people just showed up?
Okay. It still went the way it went.
Well,
you said what if?
So what the fuck happened if that's the case?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If that's the case,
would mean all this stuff.
How did America become white? Quote unquote.
Because it would mean that everything was black.
Okay.
And with the Bible being the most historical history, right? Can we agree to that? The Bible is the most historical book.
Man, fuck all that. What if niggas? Just saying. What if all this was niggas and white people showed up and how the fuck did America become white?
So guess what? If you gonna look at it from a mathematical equation, that won't be the case. Because guess what? If we're looking at statistics and you look at how many white people there are in America, it's like 150 million, 200 million of them, right? Mm-hmm. If you're looking at African American, it's like 30, 40, 50 million. So Okay, so the numbers one makes sense.
Yeah. What one makes sense?
The numbers. If you saying we was already here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and how did white people say if we already here? Mm-hmm. White people come over. How did they outnumber us? How is it so many of them?
Let's have that discussion, brother.
Okay, I'm asking. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We here already.
Guess what, nigga? I don't know. But guess what? Also, we going to figure it out.
Well, guess what? See, then you start.
Then you start looking at it like.
You gotta start.
If that's the case, then what the fuck is going on here?
So you gotta start using logic. Then at this point,
what's logic?
Do you?
What's logical?
What's logic is okay. They call us African American, right? I'm just saying, say the whole slave.
No, I'm listening.
All right, they extracted us from a place, right?
Did they?
Did they?
That's what they say.
Who said that?
I'm saying
which place?
We just said niggas was here already.
Let's say hold on. Which place?
Africa.
Okay, so what about the story that people was taken from here and sent to Libya?
It's probably possible.
Well, fuck all that. God damn it. So
extracting from
let's
here
stay on the
and
black,
sending over there.
Niggas was here.
You get it?
Right.
Let's start on it. Let's stay on the niggas was here. What's the question you just asked?
That's what I'm saying.
I said from a mathematical standpoint.
How did white people overtake the population?
Right.
That's a great question, nigga. That sounds like homework.
So what I'm saying is, if I look at it,
not only how did that happen, how did Christopher Columbus become white? How did Christopher Columbus become white to make him fit into what it is now?
But I'm saying
the only reason that makes sense for white people to like Thanksgiving and shit is for Christopher Columbus to be white.
Right.
If this nigga is a nigga, Thanksgiving don't make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
For white people.
Right.
It makes a whole lot of sense for us.
So
it's just another holiday.
So,
but for white people to make sense of Thanksgiving, Christopher Columbus got to be a white motherfucker, and you know he brought freedom for white people here, or whatever, however the whole thing is, and they killed off all the Indians, and they just repopulated and made it into this, you know, from jungles and shit. You know, it wasn't shit here. Just like corn might be growing over there. That's it. And we made it into what it is. Like, how do you craft that story if Christopher Columbus is black? If all of them niggas was black. Why do that? Why just not white people enjoy idolizing and, you know, praying to niggas? Why can't white people pray to niggas too? What's the big deal? If Jesus was black, okay, we'll put a picture of that on the wall, and we gonna pray to him, and go to church and look at and pray to him.
What do they do? Just not here.
I'm saying you just making a statement.
they do, just not here.
Yeah, why they don't do? Why Joe Osteen, Jesus on TV? Why you got to find that shit on Instagram when niggas is saying
with the Pope kissing their feet?
Yeah, shit like that. Why you gotta find that shit in obscure places and Creflo and all them niggas? I don't know. Is Creflo Dollar Jesus?
What?
Creflo Dollar. Is his Jesus?
Bro.
Is Joe Osteen Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like, some niggas got black Jesus in their house. We had black Jesus in our house. It wasn't my choice. Whatever the case is. You know, at least, you know, he was black. Hey, you know. But they got a whole nother thing. They got our kids. Like, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to figure this out, we're going to have to figure it out.
Okay, but it's what I'm saying. Say, for example, you talking about some people got white Jesus, some people got black Jesus in the house, right? Right, so what was the difference between somebody putting a white Jesus and a black Jesus in the house?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, to make it real, to make it make sense, to make it worth talking about, we talking about business and money, right?
No, I'm going off the last thing you said. You was talking about Creflo Dollar, you was talking about Joel Osteen. You was like, Creflo probably got black Jesus in the house, and you was like,
I would hope that nigga got a black Jesus in the house.
But I'm saying, okay, but if you know as a kid, when you went around some of your black friends' house, some people had like a white Jesus in the house, right?
I got a tattoo that kind of look like white Jesus. So, I didn't realize at the time.
So, but what I'm saying is, even when you said your house probably had a black Jesus in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what
when I was grown. Like, I don't remember.
You know, I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you was at somebody's house that was black that had black
Grandma.
Jesus in the house, right?
I don't remember. I think Grandma Jesus is black, I believe.
Okay, so it comes back to like what you've been taught in the house. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, right? You probably went to some black people house that had the white Jesus up there, right? They're probably looking at it like, it don't matter what color he is. I gotta, you know. But then it's like you go back through our history, right? You can see how, you know, like just say the Europeans have used Jesus as a symbolism to, you know, control and mass us. You dig what I'm saying? Opposed to.
Ho. It ain't about the massa. That massa shit is later. We talking about, like you said, the church using its power to control, right? Like, we talking, all of this shit is about that. That's how they get the land and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I ain't gonna say that.
if we gonna talk about it like we trying to understand what's going on, right? So it's like, that all plays a part in it. Like,
it does come play.
the money is the land.
If he say go into
The
the land,
land
take
is
the
stolen.
land, but
It was stolen by the church.
What?
It was stolen by a bunch of people through the church.
But what I'm saying is like, what church? I mean, what
or religion.
Yeah, that is stealing land like that. I'm saying when I read about like
Not stealing land. We talking about church politics intertwined. We gonna get it. Let's go get it. And whatever we gotta do to get it, that ain't our problem. Let's get the boys on them, do what they gotta do, and it's our shit now. They trying to fight, get the boys.
What boys? What you talking about?
Whoever the government institutions are. The government and the churches, that church and state shit is a myth.
I know, but I'm saying when you saying that, I'm trying to understand that somebody that's on like the other side of the YouTube listening to you. I want you to expound upon when you say that, because like when you were saying like, you know, the church and the state are a myth, which I'm not, you know, disagreeing to what you're saying, but you was talking about just
the separation of
the
church.
separation of church. Right. And just a whole lot, you know,
yeah, nigga. It ain't, you know, but it all leads to the same shit. The reasons for why things the way they are. Like, we talking about business and money. Why can't niggas, goddamn, why can't niggas just run businesses like they used to?
But guess what? Ain't nobody gonna give it to you.
Hold up. Fuck up, man. That's that propaganda shit.
That's not propaganda.
Okay, why can't niggas just run businesses like we used to?
Because they don't want them. They ain't doing nothing.
Can I answer?
Yeah, but it's just like you.
It's not that simple. I don't believe it's that simple.
Well, guess what?
If we did it before, why we can't do it now?
Because guess what? Niggas don't want to. So
it's not that simple. How can it be that simple
So
to you?
what I'm saying is, to you, right? When I ask you,
it ain't gonna be overnight, nigga. But we gotta put change the train of thought.
So well, guess what? It's the same thing when I asked you in the beginning, right? We started talking about your business, right? You're like, it's not hard.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I said, this particular business.
I know, but
I figured it out to where it's not difficult.
But you said you used the word it's not hard. Then I started to be like, you know, I started to make the point like, okay, right now it's kind of
42,
easy.
nigga.
It don't matter.
I ain't never ran no
It
business.
don't matter.
It does.
Well, let me say this right
It
now.
matters.
If you're gonna look at statistics about men, the high value men in life,
nigga,
I'm saying,
they ain't doing this Kevin Samuels shit.
No, but what I'm just saying,
he real. I fuck with him.
Look, we're just talking.
It applies, right? It applies. What that nigga was saying, it applies.
So the point that I'm trying to make is this, right? The reason why I'm saying that is this, right?
Can we talk about monopolization?
I don't think Kevin Samuels spoke to the children.
I wasn't talking about Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels, you said high value man. That's one of them. So Kevin, like you speaking to a man. I'm not trying to talk to men. I'm trying to talk to kids.
But see, you cut me off, so you don't know what I was gonna say.
All right.
So we was talking about, you was like, you know, starting a business, and you was like, why are people not starting a business? I said, because they don't want to. You was like, it's not that easy.
It's not that simple.
Okay, it's not that simple. So I came back to you when I asked you about what you got going on. You was like, it's not that hard. It's easy. So, but I made the point to them like, okay, right now you're probably making 20 cookies or whatever. But I said, what'll happen when you got to start making 1,000 cookies? Then it's like, it's time consuming. Then that's when it probably start getting a little difficult. But
no, it's difficult now.
But you said it was easy.
The business is the shit at work ain't. The no, the you can't, the don't do that, the this nigga doing this. Oh, this nigga taking pictures.
Okay,
I know the rules say you can, but fuck that, you ain't doing it. That's the shit I'm talking about.
Okay,
so when I say it's not hard, the business ain't. The same shit we talking about. Laws over rhetoric. Laws over rhetoric. You can't. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Fuck all them niggas. Find out for yourself.
So look, my point down.
People are diverted from what their soul tells them to do with all this bullshit like money, jobs, I gotta take care of my family and shit. Niggas can't live on a higher level because they stress the fuck out. You fuck something one time and you got a pregnant, now that's life, nigga. Like all these things. That shouldn't be a fucking death sentence, nigga. Getting a woman pregnant shouldn't be a setup for lifelong
But guess what? If you're not doing
problems.
But guess what? If you're not doing
it should be.
If you're not doing it the right way.
If society is set up for humans to advance, that wouldn't exist.
But guess what? Society. Look, bro. When you're talking about society, we talking about the job, right? Only thing I'm saying to you is this, right? When you talking about society, guess what? God made us for His glory. See, that's the problem. When people try to, remove God out the equation, then they try to do it on their own. Yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of difficulties. Guess what? Am I saying that you got a lot of people out here in the world that don't even believe in God or thriving? Yeah, guess what? The Bible said you don't work, you don't eat. Back to what you saying was this, right? We're talking about business, and you talking about you still working for somebody else. But what I'm saying is this, right? If you said the business is easy, right? But you said the hard part is, being at work. All these other people. Why not
work?
Okay,
in life.
Okay, but I'm saying you're gonna say work, right? Because you make that point. Okay, why not cut out the negative part and just do the business? If it's so easy, it makes sense. If you telling me this is easy, if it's so easy, what you stated, right? That's the easy part. Why not cut off this negative part and just focus and do that full time? Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is this, right? We're talking about people starting business and stuff like that. What I'm saying is, for me, I feel like
why you think boys aren't guided to trades no more?
My trades like stocks and trades. My trade like getting a trade and when you was younger to do like
fix some shit, plumbing.
A lot of times, bro, it's the family household. It's the mother and the father. Because guess what? If you don't got what I'm saying to you is this, right? If you don't got a mother, if you don't got a father, see the problem is this.
Even fathers don't guide their sons to trades necessarily. Because they ain't got no fucking trade.
But guess what? I try to guide my son to trade. He know what a trade is.
Answer my question though. Why do you think in my lifetime we had industrial technology?
Yeah, we had that too.
Why we ain't got that no more?
I don't know why we don't got that.
I say personally, the business that I chose to run, I've simplified it. I've learned blah, 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 whatever the fuck, to make it easier for me as far as the process. I'm 42 years old, nigga. I've thought of having a business all my life, but I can only speak for myself.
But guess what? See, even when you
they remove catalysts for boys to see. When you go to industrial technology class, you see all these workshops. You have access to these things where you can use your brain to figure some shit out. They guide you because they fucking adults and they were guided. You have to, what I'm saying? It's a chain. Like, you can't expect niggas to be to be degenerated. You can't expect niggas who have systematically been degenerated to just understand, get a business, nigga.
See, even when people go back to that systematic stuff, like, I can always go back to the point where when we was doing, when Black Wall Street was going, when stuff was thriving and stuff. So it's like you can't even use that for an excuse. I'm not you saying per se.
I know, and I feel comfortable saying a lot of niggas ain't as smart as I am. I don't expect from other people what I'm able to do. I feel like I have an obligation to share what I understand with people who might not understand it. I don't hold them to the same standard I hold myself to. Or I hold somebody who I feel like, call it what the fuck you want, intellectually on my level. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be just a, I got mine, you get yours type thing. Like, if we acknowledge that we fucked up, the ones that know better are fucking obligated to share that with who we can't blame our people if we understand why the fuck they're in the state we in.
Bro, yes you can, because that's what we're culturally messed up, man. We're dependent.
But we have obligations at the same time.
But at the same time,
like you help. I'm not, you help. You do your part. But
guess what?
I don't know why we even having this conversation at this point.
Yeah.
We fucked up.
But what I'm saying,
but why we fucked up, and how we gonna get ourselves out of being fucked up?
Keep working on yourself, free yourself, then you can go back and help somebody else, bro. Because think about it, right? It's almost like you got what you got going on, right? You said we're 42 years still trying to figure it out. That's why I was talking about the high value men. I know I said that was like a triggering to think about Samuel. No, not triggering like in a bad, but just make you think about Samuel. But
I'm talking to kids though.
I know, yeah. But guess what? Kids still look at that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's not, important to them or not, whether their attention span can stand like.
I don't think when kids hear high value man, they know what the fuck that means.
I know, but that's the thing, right? They're too caught up in the culture. Just like I can look at my.
No, nigga, they don't know shit. They don't get taught nothing.
No, that's not true, bro.
They don't get exposed to shit.
They do. They're exposed to the wrong thing.
Yeah, well, that too.
So that's the thing, right? When you think about the culture, right now you look at a child, right? He got his phone. Guess what? He can be whatever. If he wants to, he can see IT programs out there. Okay, is that going to interest him? No. He can see like all these different stuff you're talking about, like industrial trades when we came up in school. Guess what? You probably can take that course and, and learn something. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Now it's at your fingertips.
It's not though.
Yes, it is.
It's on the phone, nigga. It's not at your fingertips.
Your fingertips.
When you're industrial technology, you can smell sawdust and shit.
Look,
you can go touch the shit and, hey man, can I come fuck with this? Yeah, man, go ahead and fuck with what you need to do.
That's another form.
People that was,
that's
enthusiastic about, hey, he's interested in, let me go teach him some shit.
That's another
now
form.
They more like, nigga, just take this pill and shut the fuck up.
Look, that's another form of experience. You dig what I'm saying? Because guess what? I could be at the house taking a college course. Guess what? So what? Once I get my degree, guess what? I still got my degree. Well, you probably don't respect it. Like, yo, I went to in-house college.
I respect your degree more than the market.
But regardless, though, what I'm saying, even if somebody actually went to a 4-year institution, right, and actually went in the classroom, hands on with something, if you see me, I went to ICDC college and got my degree, and you would be looking at me like, yo, it's not the same. You lack the physical, the physical experience. But guess what? I noticed this, right? You can take somebody that's got like a degree in something, right? Let's say in manufacturing or something like that. Guess what? He can come in with the book sense about something. Guess what? He probably don't know how to run now one of those machines. Guess what's going to happen, right? I'm going to come in and get paid.
With all the experience.
I'm going to come in and get paid for what I know. Yeah. You get paid for what you do, right? And you might feel slighted because guess what? You got to show me how to operate the machine. Even though I never even physically did that. I just learned the book side of it. So what I'm saying, man, all this going to have to come from like, bro, from in-house, bro. It's like all this from in-house.
Yeah, it's going to have to be because ain't nothing on the outside really going to help you. Because these institutions is fuck, nigga.
You look at our kids, man, like I say, man, this stuff is at their fingertips. And like I say, I know how powerful the internet is because sometimes I found myself, like I was telling Chad sometimes, I might be scrolling for something. I'm like, man, I'm looking for a car for about an hour, Now I'm up here looking at the internet, Facebook. Now that the TikTok.
So imagine what the kids gonna do.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you, how much harder it is for them, their attention span. Even though all this stuff, just like you might can tell me something about I don't know anything, right? But I can start looking it up online and start getting some information like, yo, I didn't even know the Betty Crocker lady, not the Betty Crocker, but the lady that's on the SERP. What's her name? Angel Mama, right? That lady, I forgot her name. The real lady name was Sarah, but she was like a cook and stuff like that, and they needed her face and all this sort of different stuff. You just start learning, different stuff about anything that you didn't know. What I'm saying, the information is on your fingertips. So what I'm saying is, it's a little bit more harder for kids to tune in because it's just the internet is so powerful, bro. It's like it's gonna take an in-house man, like family source.
So basically, it's get your ass over here and learn this. Get over here right now.
What that mean?
Right here, sit right here. Bro. No, I'm just saying. He's saying it's gonna take in-house. So the parents got get over here, stand right here. Look at what I'm doing.
It's gonna be hard, nigga.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but at the same time.
But what kid gonna listen to? Oh, you're trying to control
no,
me.
See, look, when you doing all the mannerism and stuff like that, just let me know that the child's a little bit out of age at this point. So what I'm saying is,
no, I'm just
but I respect it. But what I'm saying is, they let me know that's a little bit more mature. That's a little bit more mature kid. Maybe he's 12, 13, 14. What I'm saying is, you can't let it get too late, then try to reprimand them and teach them. But bro, that's what it's gonna take, bro. Just like I was talking about the Cardi B situation, how she's out here portraying the image, but guess what? She don't want that image portrayed upon her kids. It's like what he was talking about. We talking about the Jews, how they run the industry, right?
They run hers too.
Okay, well, guess what?
Why do you let her do what she do?
Well, guess what? Because she's the one that's sacrificing herself to, it's like, what would you do for money? Guess what? Everybody's not gonna go do what Cardi B do for money. Like if you had an opportunity right now, let's say if Universal came to you right now, it's like, Chaz, I found your movement online. Guess what, man? We want to offer you $20 million. Guess what? You probably don't know what $20 million looks like. You might go for $20 million. Who knows what you might decide to do?
Can I respond?
Who knows?
Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
Can I keep my intellectual property and use my own material and it's gonna stay exactly the way I want it?
You know how the music business operate, right?
I'm asking you. You offer. You're the
okay.
label offering me $20 million.
Okay.
I'm asking you. Can I keep all of my? Can I?
I'm finna ask you a question. I'm finna ask you a question. I'm asking.
You already asked me to take
sir,
the $20 million.
Chaz.
Yes, sir.
You know how to run the music business is ran, right?
No, I don't know. I mean, you gotta. That's you the label. You offering me.
No, but I'm saying I'm asking you a real question. Mm-hmm. You heard how the music business is ran, right?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can keep your intellectual property. Sign right here. What you gonna do?
Yeah, you got that in writing that I can keep my intellectual property and use the material I want.
I'm sliding the paperwork over to you.
Hey, let me get that $20 million.
Okay, so guess what?
Shoot, I get to keep.
Guess what?
My stuff.
Guess what, Roger?
Lawyer with you.
Guess what?
Say what?
Guess what, Chad?
Say what?
Lawyer with you.
No, look, you ain't saying about a lawyer.
Fuck.
Look, he signed. He's another nigga. Look,
Come on,
nigga. Riley, he's another nigga on the label.
What you mean? We detailed it out and you put it in the contract that I can keep all my stuff. What I need a lawyer for?
Okay.
I am my lawyer. I'm the lawyer.
So all right. So what if he got a lawyer and the lawyer is Jewish, and he gotta go later on and do an audit and find out he got millions of dollars that was stolen from him? Do you blame the lawyer?
I'm blaming Chaz.
How?
Let me see the reason why I structured
in the contract.
Hear what I'm saying, right? You see how I structured this up with Chaz?
What about the accountant?
Hold up, we ain't got to the accountant part yet. But let's say we were to get there, right?
What if he got a lawyer and an accountant, and he still got $1 million stolen from him?
Okay.
He
just got it stolen. So guess what? Get you another lawyer to figure out what happened. Get you an auditor. Go get you another auditor to see.
How many of them niggas you think get audits?
A lot of them when they start to go on broke to see what's going on. Think about it. I can look at history.
We gotta wrap this up.
Look, I can look at history and see like all the rappers talking about. It don't matter if it come from Bill DeVoe, New Edition, Bobby Brown. All of them tell you the history.
So what was your point in telling him to get a lawyer?
Because I told him to sign a contract. And
I'm the lawyer.
No.
I can't be my own lawyer?
No, let me say this right.
I'm just saying, if
you trying to be that now.
If I read the whole contract and you detailed it the way I said that need to be detailed, I get to keep all my intellectual property.
Now you're trying to fix it up.
I'm not fixing it up. This is what I said from the beginning.
No, you didn't. I
get to use my own material. And
you asking me a question. You said answer.
I ain't asking you a question.
No, I'm saying
yes. I'm asking you, can I? And you said yes. We're gonna detail it.
I asked you, did you know how? I asked you, did you know how the music business ran?
No,
I'm just going by what we said, right?
Do I know how it's ran?
You said yes.
It don't matter how it's ran if you giving me all the what I want.
So Chaz, look, don't backpedal.
That's how it's ran.
Chaz, don't backpedal now, because
I'm not backpedaling.
I'm saying, look. Let me say this right. If you were to go back and look at this video right here, right, and you analyze what I'm saying to you, how I structured the conversation, I asked you about the $20 million. You asked me, could you put your intellectual properties in there? Then I come back to you You said answer the question, Rico. Then I was like, okay. I said, let me just ask you this here. I said, yeah, you can have everything.
I said, can I use my intellectual
I said,
property,
yes.
my own material,
yes,
and keep my masters?
Then
I didn't say that part, but that's what I'm meaning.
So
and
I
keep
asked
my own
you.
masters.
So I asked you. I said, Chaz, do you know how the music business is run? And you said yes. Then I slid the contract over there. And you
I don't understand what you. Why would you ask? Why would that question even come up?
Because
do I know how the music business is run? Why would that question even come up?
Because you about to sign a contract. Remember, I said I had a $20 million contract. You said if you could keep all this right here, and I actually, do you know how the music business is run?
What that mean?
What you
ran?
mean?
What? How? What? How was it ran then? I don't know.
But you said yeah at the time.
No, let's go back. I don't know. I don't know. How's it ran?
Riley.
No. I tried to say that in the beginning, but you didn't.
And I was asking the question.
How's it ran?
For Pete's sake, so we.
How's it ran? How's it ran?
It's ran wobby dobby. Niggas signed bootleg contracts.
But this ain't no bootleg contract because I'm gonna read the whole contract and make sure everything that I want is in it.
Riley, did you see what I'm saying for us? What we having the conversation?
No, it don't seem to change if you got a lawyer. You still get robbed and shit.
But what I'm saying for Chaz,
I don't get it.
For Chaz, he saw the $20 million.
No, I didn't.
Chaz,
that's why I said that's why I said, can I keep my stuff and use my material and put out what I want to put out?
I said yes.
Okay, what they gotta do with how the business is ran?
I slid you the contract.
What they gotta do with how the business is ran?
Look, when I'm see Riley, this come back over to taking responsibility.
Because at the end of the day, if you try to change my content or make me something else, you breaching the contract, and I can damn easily say I'm done with the contract.
Look, niggas signing 360.
You breached the contract.
Look, niggas are signing.
Because you trying to make me work with who?
Deals all day.
I'm not doing. That's what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying to you is this, right? We're going back from Cardi B, how she can be like used as a mold, and all these other different rappers used as a mold, right? How they so ready to sell out on their morals.
Don't talk about me because I know what I'm.
It's easy. You saw how it was. He's like, yo, can I be in there? Yeah. Oh, of course. That's why I asked him, did you know how the music business is ran?
What you mean?
See, look, what I'm saying, he's still in limbo mode. What I mean, but what I'm saying is, I was just saying it for the people.
You trying to inflict something on me that I wasn't even, that I definitely wasn't going for in the first place.
But the reason why I
into what you was asking me, you trying to inflict something else within that. And I'm like, no, I wasn't, that's not what I was saying anyway.
Chance, regardless, right? Even if I wouldn't have said that, right? Even if I wouldn't have said,
I wouldn't have took it. If you'd have said no, you can't. You gonna have to go by what we say. Nah,
but guess what? I still put whatever you want to put in the contract. At the end of the day, it's like Riley's saying, right? Mm-hmm. Guess what? You can have most of these niggas that sign these contracts, they have lawyers with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll do one. I'll do one damn crazy ass song for you for $20 million.
See, look.
And then I'll do one song. I'll do one booty shaking song, and then after that, get my $20 million.
See, that's why I actually did you know how the music business works. Because guess what? If somebody
I understand what you're trying to say, but you're trying to inflict that into what I was saying.
No. I'm just using real logic. Because think about it. You know how the music business is run. If somebody loan you $20 million, you in the contract till they get that money back. They not letting you go if they can't recoup that money. So guess what? That's why I asked you.
But as long as I get to put out what I want to put out, we Gucci. We'll be all right.
But see, Riley, this is the problem right here, right?
Don't be trying to change my...
alone. You ain't gonna be Gucci, nigga.
You already said.
Well,
you might be Fruity Luigi.
No, don't be trying to change my content. Don't try to make me do this song when I don't want to do that song. Look, I want to do this song.
Look, we're not talking about the songs or nothing. We're just talking about the overall situation.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look, the music business is a business. If you get any money, it's a loan till you recoup. If a label is not recouping their money, you in the hole. So what I'm saying is this, right?
But my shit already selling. People love it, so I don't really need.
Can we move on, man?
No, man, we actually got to wrap this up.
All right,
we're 2 hours in, but I get it. I just don't get it, cause no, you can't tell me that I can keep my stuff and then turn around and try to tell me, no, you got to do this. No, you said that I could use this. Okay, people like this.
The moral of the story.
People like this.
The moral of the story is, there's multiple ways to go about getting business done, but we all gotta get some business done. I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, however we do it, man. Like, We gonna have our motherfucking trials and errors and shit.
I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Trials and tribulations and shit.
I don't know how y'all feel about this one. How y'all feel about it? How you feel
Man, put it out, nigga. Fucking man.
How you feel about it?
Hey, do what you do.
Very valid points, I think. I think it was great.
Yeah, I really will. I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yeah, man.
Suave. Mr. Suave.
Don't sign that contract, Chaz.
Not unless I get what I want.
You gonna get the 20 mil.
Hey, you ain't put your you gonna put your stuff out?
Nah, not yet.
Earphones
Not yet.
shit?
He ain't ready yet.
No. Like you want people to, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't got nothing. I'm just here supporting y'all right now.
Okay.
And, maybe next time go around, I do a little bit more better. Once I see it or whatever,
Yeah.
a little bit more better.
Yeah.
I think you did good, man.
Hell yeah. That was great.